All right. I am live. I cannot see y'all comments or nothing at the moment, but I can't see no comments. It's so strange. I'm live on Riverside, y'all, because I had to use a different format this week. Um, so I'm gonna have to pull up on my phone so I can see you guys, so I can see the chat box. Let me turn this down so I can see the comments come in because I can't see nothing, child. Riverside is a whole different streaming service. It's completely different from what I normally use, but they do show me the chat box so I can see. Okay, now I can see. Great. I can show it on the stream. Awesome. Yay. Okay. Because I was struggling, baby. I was like, where is it? Where is he? I was struggling. Okay. So I'm using a different software today. Y'all tell me if y'all like it or not. I do not have no intros or nothing. We just gonna go straight raw, very OG style over here through StreamYard. Okay. I know it's different. It's gonna look different today. But I promise y'all we gonna do our best to keep this thing rolling. I did not feel like paying for StreamYard this month. StreamYard cost me $55 a month. Okay. Riverside's a little bit cheaper, but they still expensive. All right. This is a hobby. This ain't my job because I don't get paid. You feel me? So we're about to dive into Monday Night Raw. They decided they wanted to write Roman Reigns off TV, which rightfully so they needed to because Roman has to leave to go film for Akuma and Street Fighter and all that good stuff. But they ain't had to do it the way they just did it. But obviously, it was done to give us more as to what could possibly happen in the very near future. Now, what we did see was a nice little setup of things to come and where we could be going heading into Survivor Series. So let's just deep dive into it. Okay, let's just talk about it. Let's talk about it. Seth Rollins kicked off the show today. And basically, he came out there to gloat about the heist of the century. And everybody was a part of the rules because they didn't know. Not even his own homeboys knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part about it is that not even Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were allowed to be in on the gag. They were not a part of it. It was only Becky and his oracle, his precious, precious oracle, that were allowed to know what was going on with everybody and everything. Now, that's where things can get a little bit interesting, okay? Because I have said this on many occasions that Braun Breaker is only going to be a flunky for so long, okay? He only going to be like that for so long. But, baby, listen, shit is getting real. Okay, they continue to have their gloating session. Paul Heyman took forever to get to the point. Okay, the whole point, he took forever. But the whole thing was to introduce them as the new faction known as the Vision. Okay, which I thought was very. I'm like, damn, y'all named after a comic book character? Shit. Ew. I loved Vision and everything, but damn, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, my God, today. Shit. But, anyways, y'all. So, as this progressed, LA Knight came out there and basically told them, he was like, your ass came out here and acted a goddamn fool. You lied to everybody. You tricked all of us. And you had us out here believing that you was injured. And he said, but you know what you didn't count on? You didn't count on me doubling back. That's what you didn't count on. You didn't count on me being here, coming back here and staking my claim. So he said, I'm glad that you did what you did. He said, I have to give you props. Bravo, my guy. Bravo. You pulled the wool over our eyes so much you pulled the wool over your own, because what you failed to understand is I ain't like the rest of these motherfuckers on the roster. I'm coming to get my pound of flesh. Okay, I promised you that I was going to injure you, that I was going to take you out. Okay, and you decided to do it before I could get the job done. So I'm going to take another stab at it. Okay, how about tonight? It's me versus you for the World Heavyweight Championship tonight. Tonight. Let's do it. Let's do it. Seth said no, which we all knew he was going to say, baby. It's very clean, very cut, very crystal clear. He was like, "No, I don't like you like that. Why would I put my title on? I don't fuck with you." You know. To be fair, I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? Why would I do that? I just got done coming out there to pull off the heights of the century. I'm still riding off that high. I'm not gonna jeopardize that for you, bitch. The fuck? So he tried to walk away. Adam Pearce said, "Oh, no. Just see, I don't like being lied to either. I don't like being lied to as a general manager. I don't like being lied to when I'm trying to make sure my superstars are okay and the superstar got his medical team lying to the WWE medical team so he can keep up his little charade and have his little moment at SummerSlam. I don't like being lied to. Okay? So you know what we gonna do? You know what's gonna happen? You are gonna be wrestling today. You are gonna put that title on the line. So the match is official. It is you versus LA Knight for the World Heavyweight Championship. Have at it, gentlemen. Of course, they were in an uproar. They were upset. They were angry. They were mad. They were mad, babes. But we move on. I'm gonna get some matches out the way. We're gonna keep it short and sweet because a lot of matches happened on the show that to me weren't really relevant to anything that I had going on, and nor did I care. This being one of them. I'm tired of seeing Rusev and Sheamus fight. I don't know what the deal is between the two of them. I understand that they're supposed to be some hard hitters, but let me explain something to y'all so everybody can understand. Hear me when I say this. Rusev is boring. Rusev is boring. Rusev is boring. Rusev is boring as a wrestler, and he is boring as a personality. He is boring. Even Sheamus with his hard-hitting antics cannot save Rusev. Rusev is boring. So there's nothing about him that I want to see or watch. I could not care less. I don't care. His entrance is boring. He's boring. Sirs and ma'ams. I'm going to keep repeating it. He's boring, love. He's boring. Okay? It's not worth the time or the effort. Hey, Nicole. They picked the Siri of the bunch, child. So does Bronson versus Roman happen for the Shula Fala? That's the only thing which logically makes sense. I don't know if I agree with that. Personally, I believe that Bronson Reed has been written off TV. I mean, not Bronson Reed, but Roman Reigns is going to be written off TV. I do not believe Roman is going to show back up anytime soon. If he does, I'll be surprised, honestly. But I mean, Roman was in that ring selling them tsunamis like he was destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? The thing people wanted to see, which was with the champions wrestling in the weekly shows, which we got tonight. I don't know why that was relevant, but okay. Sure. If that's what you wanted to see, love that for you. Okay. So, Rusev and Sheamus had their match. It ended in a count out. Am I correct? That's how that match ended? Because no shade, I had to go pee. So, I didn't know how this match ended. But my husband ended up telling me that it ended up in a double count out because both of them wasn't out. They was on the outside ring of the ring fighting, I presume. Mm-hmm. And they didn't stop fighting. So it ended in a double count out. Okay, love that for them. Okay. Now listen. We had some other matches on the card. Dominic Mysterio went up against Dragon Lee. Dominic Mysterio beat Dragon Lee. because there were three different versions of El Grande Americano out there. Now, what I've come to realize is that the other two versions, the last version we saw today was definitely Tyler Bate. I know Tyler Bate anywhere. The way he stand, and he got some big, humongous ass feet. He's got really big legs. That was Tyler Bate. Y'all can't convince me of nothing else. The other dude could very well be Pete Dunne, but that's fucked up. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Like Triple H know he on some dirty ass shit. That was messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. That is some fugazi right there. Anticlimactic double count out. That gave us nothing. Well, I mean, is it the best thing? No. But it is what it is, Kayla. I mean, I'm not trying to I don't really care enough to have a discourse about it. I just don't. Hello, Quan. How are you? It's not that, the match wasn't good. The match is fine. It was Rusev and Sheamus. They always do well, but it's boring. I'm tired of it. I'm just not interested, if that makes sense. Um, then we had Alexa Bliss and Charlotte out there. I'm not gonna lie, their segment was cute, but it was slightly awkward. It was cute though. It was cute. I'm not gonna shit on it too much because I love both of them. But then Roxanne and Raquel didn't add no pizzazz or no flavor to it. And then they had a match. They wanted a rematch, so Adam gave them their rematch. They lost. Charlotte and Bliss was able to win and retain the tag team championships. So thank God that they're never getting the titles back. Now Liv Morgan can not only be pissed at her man, but she can also be pissed at Raquel and Roxanne. She only got two more people to be mad at, and that's a fucking Finn. Finn and them still got their titles, but I have a sneaky suspicion that they're not going to have their titles much longer either because Brian Breaker and Bronson Reed are going to need gold in order for this vision to be complete. Okay. So more than likely they'll be going after the tag team championship. Speaking of tag teams, okay, the New Day was in the back looking a hot ass mess. I don't know who told Xavier to go get that hat. But baby, go get their lampshade and give it the fuck back. Give them their lampshade back, ho. Like who told you to do that shit? Had his ass out there looking a whole goddamn mess and was just getting on my nerves. But well, for whatever reason, Grayson Waller seems to want to get in their good graces and wants to be on their side. I'm not understanding the logic behind it. I don't get it. Maybe somebody else can explain it to me, but I'm not understanding it. But anyways, he's trying to get in their good graces. And so he goes up to Adam and demands that New Day get a tag team title shot. They deserve one, being the former tag team champions. And Adam tell him straight up, listen, nobody gets handed an opportunity around here. You have to earn that shit. Period, point blank. That's a good fucking question, Nicole. How did he get that shit through TSA? He had to order it and have it shipped, or it was a cover and he just, spread it out over the hat. Because there's no goddamn way. There's no way. That hat was just ridiculous. I was like, did you go to one of the girls and get your hat? I was like, did you call Billy Porter? Where did you get that hat from? Oh my God. Lady Gay said, Met Gala, but make it funeral. Period. But Xavier didn't have the bottom half to match. Now, see, if he would have had on Seth Rollins' outfit from Saturday and had that hat on, I would have gave him a little bit. I'd have been like, okay, we serving. You feel me? Let me see if I can get y'all comments. The comments come in just a little too fast for me. I can't see them. There we go. I can't see them too quickly. Okay. Let me see if I can scroll up, child. I need my mouse, honey. Okay, here we go. Roxanne didn't wear no stockings today. Well, she shouldn't because she knew they was gonna get busted up, girl. Cause yesterday, was it yesterday? Day before yesterday. Day before yesterday, Roxanne's stockings got tore up. tore up. Grayson needs protection now that he's all on his lonesome without Austin Theory. If he wants to be taken seriously, he need to be worried about himself. He didn't need no protection when he first got on the roster. He was fine with taking shots at Edge and doing all this extra shit. He don't need the New Day to be relevant. Grayson Waller made himself relevant. If they telling you that in the back, he should have pushed against that shit. I would have. I'm like, I'm not fucking following around behind the New Day. No shade to them. They're great. I love them. They're amazing. But nothing that they're doing is going to be anything for me. I'm a singles competitor. What is me hanging around, sniffing around the tag team going to do for me? Besides, keep getting my ass whooped every week while they leave me hanging out the dry. No, the fuck, I be on Triple H ass. Like I'm not fucking doing none of that shit. The fuck is wrong with you? All right. Kabuki versus Charlotte and Alexa next. I don't know. Maybe that's fine. Is it me or is Seth trying to be Roman? And if so, which Braun is Jimmy and which is Braun is Jay? I don't think he's trying to be Roman. I think he's trying to get to where Roman is. I do think that, but I don't think he's trying to be Roman. I think that's a reach. Penta sailed that hat. Penta, you know what it reminded me of when he threw it? It reminded me of Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat. That's the first thing I thought of when he threw that hat was Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat. But the giant who lives on the top of the beanstalk wants his bedside table lampshade back. Period. And do can the Raw get street profits? We need something to revamp the Raw tag team division. Are y'all okay? I'm not saying that I like the idea. It just gives their writing style with the mid card. Mm, mm, okay, so we're gonna move on. Grayson Waller went up against Penta. Penta won. There's nothing else for you to say to that. Penta put on that big ass hat that what's the name had, and oh, you got a tweet that got some traction. You always getting traction with your tweets. Always. I ain't even mad at you though. um, he put on the hat and then he threw it like he was Kung Lao. It was crazy. But after that, Dom, like I said, Dom had his match with Dragon Lee, and every time Dragon Lee is out there or LWO is out there, El Grande Americano comes out there, and I don't understand why. Now, this weekend coming, if I'm not mistaken, El Grande Americano, Dominic Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and El Vikingo are all going to be in a fatal four way for the AAA championship. So, I mean, I understand him being there, but like he always comes out only when the luchadors are out there. I don't know what they plan on doing with this, and I really don't care at this point. I need them to figure something else out because I don't like the whole situation with El Grande Americano. I don't like it. Like they need to come up with they could have come up with a different name for him or whatever, but I just don't like it. It stinks. I mean, it's giving Roman and the bloodline vibes minus the verbal physical abuse. I disagree. That's why I said I don't think that that's what he's trying to do. I do not see Roman in bloodline vibes just because Seth has Paul and he's got two guys on his side. It doesn't mean that the two teams equate. It just doesn't. I don't see them as mirroring each other or even being close to each other in that way. Both of them operate under the guise of being the top guy and controlling the initiative of WWE. But Seth seems to have a more it's not an agenda of trying to, embolden himself in WWE. His agenda is to control it all. While Roman just automatically gave vibes of I'm champion and I'm gonna do what the fuck I want. Seth Rollins is taking it to a step further. And before you can compare them, before you can say, well, he's copying Roman or it gives bloodline vibes, you have to allow them to exhibit what they are first. They haven't given you that yet. So I disagree. That's why I said I don't believe that it gives Roman and bloodline vibes because we don't know what the agenda is other than to take over WWE. Roman and the Usos made it very clear that they wanted to have all the gold in the bloodline. They wanted to dominate, and that's what they did for 4 years. However, when it comes to the vision, they haven't executed all the goals that they were set yet. They started with Salt with Seth, but that doesn't mean that their goal is to just take over WWE. If you recall, they said they want to run the entire wrestling industry. They want to be the ones to set the tone, but I don't equate them to bloodline. I just don't. And I don't see it that way. If you see it that way, that's your business. But I don't see it that way. When put that hat made me think of the movie The Mask. Oh well, that's fair. I see more evolution than bloodline. I don't even see evolution, honestly. I don't even see that. Plus the bloodline is actually family. Well, yeah, but I just don't see it that way. I don't equate them. Seth and Roman are two very different people. They operate differently. They wrestle differently. They have a different way of presenting themselves. So they're not comparable, in my opinion. And I can never compare Jimmy and Jay Uso to Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. I understand why you have this comparison or why you see it that way, but I just don't. I don't equate them to even being remotely close to each other or mirroring the bloodline in any way, shape, or form. It may be in the formation of them because it's four of them out there, including Paul Heyman, that may add to why it gives that vibe. But I'm not gonna compare and contrast them. Roman wasn't truly as evil as people made him out to be. So when you look at Roman Reigns, Roman was all about preservation of himself as champion and his family. He ruled with an iron fist because he had to, according to him. When it comes to Seth, it's a different party. Seth Rollins wants the type of power that Roman Reigns commanded, but he also wants to be the one to shape and guide what WWE is to him. Not necessarily what he wants WWE to be, but what he perceives WWE to be, what he sees them as. He's like, hey, it's got to go through me. Everything needs to go through me. You can't do nothing without my approval. You can't do nothing without me. Whereas Roman just operated under the guise as I'm the champion, and if I feel like challenging or having a title match, I'll do that. Everything else he let go to the wayside and do whatever he wanted. The only thing he cared about was his title, where he was, and he cared about the Usos. The only reason why Bronson Reed and Brian Breaker are in this group are because Seth knows he cannot do this by himself. He knows that he got to have some type of backup. And he knew that if he was to ever get that title, Bronson Reed was going to make a beeline for him because he already took him out. So what did he do? He went and got him on his side. You see what I'm saying? This is not about this isn't about Roman. This isn't about any of that. You have to think about it in terms of what Seth is trying to do for himself. He's not thinking about his family. Cause shit, Rumi and Becky are set. He ain't gotta worry about none of that. He didn't have to carry his family on his back. He didn't have to do that. The only thing Seth is concerned about is Seth because Seth was pissed. I told y'all this before. Seth was mad that he's not getting or he hasn't gotten the same accolades that all the other guys have gotten. He's not getting the same love and admiration that CM Punk gets. He doesn't get the same hooping and hollering that Roman Reigns gets, right? He doesn't get the love and admiration that y'all favorite um Cody Rhodes gets. He doesn't get the same admiration that John Cena has gotten now. He doesn't get that. He is the odd man out in these top 10 superstars on the roster. While yes, y'all sing his song, y'all big him up. He's coming out there in really cool clothes and everybody loves it. But Seth Rollins doesn't command the same attention, the same pop culture demand as all of those other men, and you know he doesn't. You know he doesn't. The workhorse never does. Am I wrong? Y'all listening to me? Y'all with me? Am I wrong? You think about all of those guys I named, even Brock Lesnar. Like, come on. Look what happened last night. Think about it. I don't know, baby. I can't hear him. All I can do is wait to type. I gotta wait for him to type it out. They gotta type it out. It's the gnats from the bananas. You gotta wash them bananas down there. I'm gonna go down there and wash them tomorrow. We see what he doing to Punk every time. I'm just saying, like when you really sit back and you think about it, all of the stuff that like even CM Punk don't command half the power that Roman Reigns do. Yeah, they was chanting his name for 10 years, but Roman Reigns has transcended WWE. He could leave right now and go straight into Hollywood, into movies, and not come back, and he'll be just fucking fine. Whereas Seth Rollins, he don't have that same smoke. He don't have that same strength. And a lot of people want to say that yes, he does. He's at the pinnacle. Seth Rollins is at the pinnacle of wrestling. He's not at the pinnacle or on the pulse of pop culture. He just is not. And that doesn't mean that he will never get there. That means that right now his ass ain't there. And that's the difference. Now, CM Punk, CM Punk is getting into his movies. He got a couple movies that he was in that he's already been put in. If he gets put in a big enough movie, a big enough Hollywood blockbuster, he could transition out of WWE and wrestling and move into that stuff too, which he's already done. But his name is synonymous with WWE, and he's one of the biggest superstars in the world. That's not a talking point or a trope. That's facts. That's facts. But you talking about put him up there on the Mount Rushmores. Let's just look at it together. You got John Cena, CM Punk, Roman Reigns. Two of these people existed in what, three different eras of wrestling? Roman existed in during the PG era. And you got Seth freaking Rollins. The star power of Roman alone supersedes all of that shit. And John Cena, he been transitioned into Hollywood. John Cena is more known as Peacemaker than he is as John Cena the wrestler. And when John Cena turned heel at what was it? Elimination Chamber this year? When he turned heel, the whole world was trying to figure out why everybody was so pissed off. Why was everybody tripping? People who ain't never watched wrestling before was trying to understand what the fuck was going on. That is a star power that Seth Rollins has never been able to reach or touch. And the reason why is because he's the workhorse. He's the guy. He's your go-to. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disrespecting the man. I'm just telling you like it is. So when you look at the Vision versus the Bloodline, there's a very big difference between the two. Now, Roman Reigns, he was about self-preservation. That's a fact. But he will put everything in his family ahead of all of that shit. You cannot convince me at any point in time that he will put Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker above himself. You're crazy if you think that. You're crazy. This is about him and about what he deserves or what he feels he deserves, what he thinks he's earned for all the dedication that he has given to WWE. He believes that he somehow has been left out. When you look back at that match at WrestleMania, you really watch it, were you focused on Seth freaking Rollins? Or were you worried about what CM Punk was doing to Roman Reigns? Seth was the odd man out. And he used that so that he could go ahead and steal the show from everybody. Because that is what he's known for. Theft. Why do you think they refer to his antics with the Money in the Bank briefcase as the greatest heist of the century? The first time was against Roman Reigns when he stole that title from one of the biggest feuds between Roman and Brock Lesnar. And now here we are again with part two. And here he is, stealing it for one of his greatest rivalries. Am I wrong? Oh, you get it? Nicole says Seth is the Bailey out of the Shield. Well, she's not lying. That's facts. That's facts, sweetheart. Yeah, him and Cody are those workhorses. And now Cody is starting to get into movies as well. But see, the difference is, and y'all gonna think I'm being shady, but I'm not. None of Cody's parts are gonna get cut in this fucking Street Fighter movie. Cody Rhodes was selected over Alan Richardson. Selected over the guy who plays Reacher over on Amazon Prime. He was picked. They had already picked Alan Richardson. You remember I sent you the announcement. They had already selected Reacher for the role. He was already chosen. Now, I don't know what they did in Hollywood. I don't know. I wasn't there. But they had sent out the press release that he was one of the members in that movie and he was playing Guile. The following week, it was released that Cody Rhodes was playing Guile in that movie. So, no, him and Seth are not on the same playing field. He is still behind the curve. And whether you believe it or not, that's your business. But I can't lay out the facts no cleaner than what I'm telling you. Okay? The man believes he's owed some star power that ain't being given to him. So he's doing everything in his power to take it. The point is, there's a price you have to pay for the deeds that you're doing. Roman Reigns understood that because he paid a hefty price for all of the things that he did for 4 fucking years. Not only did he lose his championship in one of the biggest and most epic matches in WWE history, but he also got screwed over by the very man who started all this shit in the beginning. And if you think that Paulina ain't planned his next steps and Seth Rollins is not a part of it, you're crazy. Because if you was paying attention to Monday Night Raw today, then you will see that Brian Breaker wasn't exactly as happy as Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins was. He was standing over there in the corner, slouched, trying to understand, because he was not in the know. And if you was paying attention to what he was saying, that motherfucker was out there on some motherfucking on some pirate shit. I'm the new leader now.
I'm the captain now.
Bitch. So it's only a matter of time before Brian Breaker decides that I don't need your ass no more. It's only a matter of time. All it takes is one piece of hay to break the camel's back. Just one. I'm just looking for that little piece of hay. That's all I'm telling you. Nicole said it make him sick, and it do. He can't help it. It is what it is. It is what it is, though. You heard him today. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves for cheering for that man and taunting me with his name. You see, he still somehow centers himself when it's not about him. The fans don't chant CM Punk's name to antagonize him. They chant CM Punk's name because they love CM Punk. Now, when CM Punk isn't out there and Seth is out there talking shit, he finds a way to antagonize the fans so they reciprocate by antagonizing him. But 90% of the time when they're chanting for CM Punk, it isn't about him. But yet he somehow found a way to focus it on him. He centered himself. Why? Why? If we being very fair, like let's keep it all the way real. CM Punk is no closer to Hollywood than he is. All it would take for Seth is to pick the right movie and the right time, and he can get his foot in the door too. Now, he thought that was the case with the Marvel movie, but that didn't happen. The only difference between Seth and CM Punk is CM Punk is willing to do the indie films, the stuff that's interesting. If you go look at his IMDb, he has a couple of movies up there. Are they good? No. No, they're not good movies. But he has a couple funny indie movies that he's just recently did not too long ago. And he's supposed to be set up to do a couple more. If I recall, Bailey did get shafted for all the stuff she did for the division. That's a separate conversation. Seth didn't get shafted. He just Seth didn't get shafted the way Bailey does. So that's incomparable. And I don't think that's what she meant by Seth is the Bailey of the Shield. Bailey, okay, let me see. They saw that strong ass jaw Cody got, boom, got him. Oh, that's crazy. They just like that nigga. Niggas don't love him, and that hurts his spirit. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole. It's just clean. I can't make it no cleaner than that. I can't make it no cleaner than that. It does hurt his feelings. Well, people don't love Seth Rollins. They like him. Think about that. Oh, let me see if Riverside got a clap. Do they got a cheer? They do. I hope y'all can hear it. Let me see. There it is. Cheer. Yeah. I love that. That was sweet. Anyways. Oh, we do got clapping. Next time I'm gonna clap. But that cheer was good. That cheer was good. Lady Gay say Punk stay on his mind and it burns his soul. Honestly, I'm not mad at Seth for being obsessed with CM Punk. I understand the logic, but it's transcended CM Punk now. It's not about CM Punk. I really want y'all to understand that man is upset because he does not get the same cheering, the same unwavering love that Roman and CM Punk get. He doesn't get it. Just because they sing his song the way that they do does not mean that they have the same love and admiration for him. They don't. They don't. They don't. And it's not, and he's going about it in a way to, I'll make you love me. I'll make you cheer for me. I'm shaping this world into what I want it to be because I have to, because I need to. Not for the sake of the industry, but for me. That's what this is about. If I don't shape it into my image, then I'll never get what I'm owed. The same thing for his wife. She got the same mentality. If you notice, shortly after she turned heel, all of a sudden, Seth Rollins' talking points became her talking points. She just says it in a different way. I have this and I have that, and I'm at the top, and y'all just want me to go home and sit down and be quiet. I'm not allowed to be here. And to be fair, I don't want her to go home and be quiet. What I want you to do is to act like a competitor, not like a whiny pussy ass bitch sitting up here complaining because don't nobody give you the respect you claim you deserve. Lyra worshiped the ground you walked on, and that lady been getting on my damn nerves, and I'm finna get on her ass in a minute. But Lyra worshipped the ground you walked on. That lady would have laid down in the middle of the street and died for you. But because you lost one match with her, all of a sudden she was expendable. She didn't mean nothing to you. You beating this lady down and tearing her apart over tag team titles that you didn't even want before all of this. The tag team championships have been in existence for years, and you never could even so much as fathom being in a tag team long enough because it wasn't gonna be about you. Now all of a sudden you get to have a WrestleMania moment which you created because you took out Bayley, removed her from having a chance at WrestleMania, took her spot, got the damn titles, and then lost them the next night and blamed Lyra for the shit. Where the fuck was you at when she was getting pinned? Oh, you was laid out on the outside of the ring. So now here we are. Fast forward some months later, after you done went after this lady time and time again over an opportunity, over some shit you created. You could have kept your punk ass at home and let Bayley and Lyra be tag team champion, but no. It can't be Mania without big time Bex, right? Then you come back and you blame the crowd for you going home like a coward after Liv Morgan beat your ass in Saudi. You let her and her bony, raggedy ass boyfriend send you home. And you come back and blame us? Like it's our motherfucking fault? Bitch, you crazy. You get your ass out here, and every week, time and time again, you spewing this bullshit ass rhetoric. Talk about don't nobody respect you. Don't nobody give you nothing. Nobody talks to you like you deserve. All this shit you talking all day, every day. And Lyra Valkyrie is coming out there week after week, tearing your ass up on the microphone. Now we get to the point where Lyra Valkyrie is upset because Becky is not answering her phone calls or calling her back or none of that. And let me tell you something. Bayley, excuse me. Let me tell you something. I told y'all before, Bayley didn't have to do none of that shit because Bayley was the one sitting at home while you were sitting up at Mania raising Becky's hand, praising her and thanking her for saving the match. Okay? And then on top of that, Becky was the one who attacked the girl. So I wouldn't talk to your ass either. The fuck? I don't owe you a damn thing. You get your ass out there, and Becky has a prime opportunity to become Intercontinental Champion. And what the fuck did you do, Lyra? What did you do? You came out there and took the girl's opportunity from her. Then y'all have a match and you beat her and she can't challenge for the title, but your ass can. Now, we get to SummerSlam. SummerSlam comes around. The match is no disqualification, no count out. Anything goes. And you're out there getting your ass whipped thoroughly. Becky came out there to help your motherfucking ass. She didn't interfere in the match and cost you the match intentionally. Your ass did, though. Your ass did. Then you gonna have the audacity to bring your ass to Monday Night Raw today after Becky's coming in there to apologize to you, which God forbid. They lucky it wasn't me. Because if the story had been written by me, bitch, I wouldn't have been crying about nothing. I wouldn't be concerned about if you mad or not. Wouldn't give a damn. Wouldn't give two fucks. I'd be like, bitch, we're even. We're even, ho. You cost me my title shot, and I cost you yours. The only difference is you could never challenge for the championship. Sorry to hear that. You shouldn't have agreed to the motherfucking terms, bitch. I don't know what to tell you. Other than I'm going after Bailey. I'm going after Bailey. I mean, I'm going after Becky myself. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. But I'm going after Becky. I'm going to get that title. You got to find another way to get something else done. There's plenty of shit for you to do. Have at it, bitch. I wouldn't have been crying about none of that. Wouldn't give a goddamn if she mad about it. Because you didn't give a fuck when you cost me my shit. You was in a fit of rage and cost me my goddamn title. Literally brought your ass in the middle of the match when you saw me. You saw me on the turnbuckle about to do my elbow drop, and you got your ass in there and attacked Becky anyway. Now you got the audacity to have a fucking attitude because I cost you your opportunity at the title. Bitch, you lucky I ain't put your ass in the hospital, ho. Is you crazy? Get the fuck out of here. She's standing up there talking about, I need to get out of this Bailey vortex. Bitch, the problem was never Bailey. It was always you. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. Your ass didn't get interested until you start ragging on Becky. Before that, you was boring, and they barely booked you to do anything else. Now you're worried about being in a Becky vortex. Now you're mad about being in a Bailey vortex. You are blessed to even be in their presence. Blessed. Highly favored. Because what the fuck you talking about? They gave you a microphone last week and you barely was able to get the promo out or cut it effectively. Without you having to have Becky to bounce off of, you fall flat every goddamn time. That's not how this works, Lyra. It's either you sink or you swim. You ain't gonna always go up against a juggernaut like Becky. Sometimes you're gonna be the juggernaut. And you gotta be able to carry that shit. And I don't know what fuck going on. I don't know what fuck wrong with you, but you ain't carrying shit. You getting on my nerves. But I'm done with your ass for right now. Because, baby, let me tell you something. One thing about Becky is she know how to press a trigger. Becky came out there talking that bullshit. And here come motherfucking... here come motherfucking Nikki. Nikki came out there and said, your husband a liar and you're a liar. Becky said, bitch, don't talk about my husband. You understand me? Don't you even bring up my husband. Okay? Because me and my husband, we the hottest couple in wrestling right now. There was a time where you was the hottest couple in wrestling, but oh, you ain't got none. Where is he? You can't see him. He's not here. I would say it was a tired read. I would. If Nikki didn't come in there opening the damn door in the first place. Girl, reading lesson number 1, you don't never let a bitch spray you with your own shit. Okay? You don't never do that. You let that woman come in there and eat your ass alive with some OT at that. I couldn't believe it. I said, Nikki, you can't let her come in there and spray you with some OT like that. And the only rebuttal you had was I'm challenging you for your championship. Bitch, fuck that damn championship. You should have punched that bitch in your face. Instead, she punched you in yours. First, you let this hoe verbally hit you in your mouth, and then you let her really punch you in your face. There would be nothing to protect Becky from me if she had sprayed me with some shit like that. I would have been, girl, I've read Becky's book. I would have been on her ass. I would have been like, well, you was running around when you was 16 with Fergal. Ain't that Finn back there? So this whole time, you've been in the back. You've been running around with Finn. He was your man at one point. Now you're fucking Seth Rollins. Who else you gonna get on? Seth Rollins, your baby daddy, and he your husband for now, but who's to say your flighty ass ain't gonna end up with somebody else? Because we know you don't stick with nothing past a few minutes. I'd have tore your ass up. You got me fucked up. I'd have been like, you done been a flight attendant, you're flipping burgers, personal assistant, you done been a bodybuilder. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you want to be? Yeah, for now, you Becky Lynch because it works. But if this had failed, if the bottom had fell out on you, what would you have done? You'd be in the corner somewhere crying. Because we all know it don't take much for Becky Lynch to fail. And just as a special ass whooping, I'm going to make sure that you fail. That's how you serve a bitch. Especially when she's spraying you with some old ass tea. You should have tore her ass up with her own shit. It's public knowledge, bitch. Go sit up here and let this bitch eat your ass up like that. What the hell? I'm like, girl, you let her do it. So you deserved it. You shouldn't have did it. Because that's crazy. She said, old Nikki would have tore her apart. Stop it. Go be a bitch. I'm going to send Nikki a DM. She said, Nikki, I'm going to DM you, sis, because I would have packed up Rebecca in 2 minutes flat. I would have tore her ass up. I would have been like, sis, that man of yours is 2 shakes and a jig away from you having to wipe his ass for the rest of your life. Girl, it could not have been me. There was no way I was gonna let a bitch spray me with some old tea like that. You walked into that shit, and then you did not get her ass back, and that's what pissed me off. Like, there's so much to get at Becky. She is so easily broken. I would have broke her ass down like a fucking fraction in that ring. There would have been nothing left. Her and them tight ass lips would have had to come see me. The fuck is wrong with you? How she ain't nothing but a bad cosplay of him, since she has no friends beyond her daughter to figure out a sense of style, ma'am. Ma'am. I would have packed Becky's ass up. She is not hard to read. That is some fugazi right there. That's crazy. She said, I'm so mad at Nikki. I'm like, go be a diva. She upset, Jared. Girl, if you can stand at Awesome Kong face and yell at her baby and tell her baby that her mama ain't shit, her unborn child, then I expect more from you, because this was not it. And you got tore up, and I was cackling. When I tell you I was cackling, bitch, I was dying. It was hilarious. Amazing. And today she was literally dressed as a Macy's Thanksgiving during parade. That's one thing about the diva, about no diva era girls should never get ate up on the microphone. Well, she got ate up today, baby. I, girl, it's sad. It's so sad. But anyways, y'all, Brie ain't gonna do no better. She can barely talk. Shit. She seems to think that her reasoning for not being in WWE is because her husband works for AEW. Meanwhile, Buddy Murphy is over in AEW and Rhea Ripley is doing just fine. Let's not. Let's not call her. Anyway, so we get to the last match of the night. I don't remember nothing else, so if anything else happened, I do not remember it. We get to the last match of the night, y'all. Seth is going up against LA Knight. It seems like it's going to be a formidable fight because Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker have been banned from ringside. So we're going to get a definitive winner one way or another. Now, as the match progressed, it seemed like LA Knight was very much the aggressor in this match. He was definitely going the distance to get rid of Seth Rollins because he don't like that nigga. So as the table started to turn, they was getting ready to do this stunt where it seemed like LA Knight was finna get curb stomped on the concrete. Okay. Now, CM Punk pops back up. Okay. CM Punk pops back up, gets him all the way together. And in this causes a disqualification. CM Punk cost LA Knight this match. LA Knight is pissed, obviously. And the boys get in there. He's talking to him. He like, hey, what the fuck is you doing? This is my match. CM Punk like, I don't want to hear that shit. Get the fuck out of here. He goes back after Seth. As he's going after Seth, the match over. So that means Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are no longer banned from ringside. So the attack comes back. They come in there, spear. Who got speared out there? It was CM Punk who got speared on the outside, right? CM Punk got speared. LA Knight ended up getting speared. Um, both of them took no. Did both of them get curb stomped? They did, right? He curb stomped CM Punk. He curb stomped LA Knight. Everybody was laid out. They was trying to do their thing, and then Roman pops up. Roman pops up. Roman goes and lays everybody out. Seth is in there waiting, but then he runs like a little bitch. And then after Bronson Reed and them get the drop on Roman again, they beat him up. Everybody was calling for Jey Uso. Jey Uso was not there, honey. Roman is laid out. Roman gone. Roman is out. I guarantee you by Friday or by next Monday, we're gonna get the announcement that Roman Reigns is out indefinitely. If that announcement is not being pushed out by now, it's happening. He's gonna be out indefinitely. Okay. So any whoosies. Said why? So we can hear Brevo. You want to hear Brevo? Child, no thank you. Like how they turn Cena face again before he clocks out. I need that from Nikki, but as a heel. That's crazy. IDK, maybe they can do that twin magic she needed the help. That shit ain't gonna work either. I just told you. Yeah, but there's no magic when they talk. They barely speak English. It's their only language. That's cold, Aaliyah. They speak English just fine. Like, for real. That's crazy. They can't keep taking this man's shoes. And then they took his shoes again. See, this is my problem with the whole situation. Why the fuck did Bronson Reed walk away from the match at SummerSlam still having Roman's white spizikes? First of all, it's disrespectful. You mad disrespectful walking around with my shoes around your neck. You should have got your motherfucking shoes back. The moment you beat them, he should not have been walking away. The shoes was around Paul Heyman's neck at SummerSlam, and that shouldn't have happened. Cause why you still got my shoes? Then you take my new shoes I got on today. Not you needed a factory reset, please, Nicole. Please. Like you took this man's shoes dead off his feet. After you done tsunami'd him like 4 or 5 times, you took his shoes off. Like the way they be making me so fucking mad, and I'm not like saying WWE is not doing their job, but bitch, they be making me so fucking mad. Like, you pissing me off, bro. Stop fucking playing with me. You feel me? Like, keep your fucking hands off my shoes. There's a lot of things I will accept. A lot. But what we not about to play about is you walking around with my shoes like you sunning me. That's crazy. That's crazy, babe. You walking around here like you sunning me because you got my motherfucking shoes around your neck. But what you don't know is you was in danger. I will come to your fucking house. Do you understand what I'm saying? I will come to your house. I will tear your ass a new one. Like, don't piss me off. Put my shoes in my locker or we gonna have a problem. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Cause you crazy. She said, got me rooting for Roman. She said, you broke bitch. Like, if you and the family needed some damn money so bad, I would have loaned it to you. And then handed them 4K in cash. Nicole is fucking stupid. That is so dumb. Oh my god. In the ring and be like, you know what? Take your time paying me back. Because obviously you don't have it. That'll be some $1 million man shit. Like, for real. But anyways, that's how the show went off. With Roman Reigns being laid out and his shoes still being confiscated. And of course, the Vision standing tall above everybody. And ladies and gentlemen, that was your Raw after show recap. Listen, StreamYard is cool, but I'm loving Riverside right now because it's simple. They have overlays over here. It's cute. It's fun. I can record my podcast here. I can do everything all in one fell swoop over here, which I love. I might just stick with them. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this new format and everything that y'all seeing here. The test of time will have to be when I go live on Wednesday and how it works in terms of how I go live on Wednesday with everybody being in here. So hopefully everybody will be back Wednesday and we'll be able to see how it works. But for the most part, I really like StreamYard. I mean, I really like Riverside. Play stupid games, get stupid prizes. That's facts. Gunther is also out indefinitely. I already knew Gunther was out because Gunther was working with an injury and they just gave him his out when he lost the title to CM Punk at SummerSlam. So I didn't think I needed to mention that because I already knew. So yeah, Gunther is out indefinitely. Roman's probably gonna be out indefinitely. If that announcement isn't made anytime soon, it probably will be all over the dirt sheets by the morning. I don't see any other reason for him not to be out indefinitely because he was screaming after those tsunamis. So of course they're gonna sell it and make it look like Roman's gonna be gone. But I have a sneaking suspicion that the men that were in that ring, that is your War Games setup. The Vision versus the Vision versus LA Knight, CM Punk, possibly Roman Reigns, and they're gonna need a fourth in maybe Jey Uso to help boost this matchup. Obviously, they're gonna need a fourth in Jey Uso. If Roman can't come back for that, then it more than likely could be Jimmy. I heard Remy's rumors that Jimmy is moving over to back over to Raw, seeing as how Naomi's over there. Obviously, they don't like to keep the couple split, so I heard rumors that Jimmy's going back to Raw, and they might be pulling the Usos back together at some point. We shall see. Y'all listen. I hope y'all enjoyed my recap of Monday Night Raw. I really enjoyed talking to y'all. Um Before I get out of here, Lady Gay, so if Roman is gonna do his movie, when is Cody leaving? Cody could be leaving probably after Friday Night SmackDown. I mean, right now Cody doesn't have any opponents set up. That doesn't mean he never will. It just means that currently at the moment he doesn't have any up. Nobody knows the extent of his part in this movie, but he could be gone for the better part of August. I mean, They gave Cody the title. He's champion, of course, but John Cena wasn't on TV the whole time that he was champion. So I don't understand why Cody can't do that too. Like I remember when me and Nicole and Alexis was doing Down for the Count podcast and we were talking about it then. She was very correct. If Roman could be champion and be gone for a month or two at a time, and John Cena could be champion and not be on every single week of SmackDown or every week of Raw, then the very same thing could be extended to Cody Rhodes so he can go do what he needs to do. He can still fulfill his obligations as champion. He just has to wrestle within 30 days. Now, they could be lenient with him just like they were lenient with Roman, just like they were lenient with seeing I mean not CM Punk, but just like they were lenient with John Cena. It really would depend. But the next month is gonna focus more specifically on John Cena and Brock Lesnar anyway. And I want y'all to be very clear when it comes to Brock Lesnar. You are not gonna see anything from me in terms of commentary or anything on Brock Lesnar. I am not doing that. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna be done. I have overlooked a lot of things when it comes to the WWE and the things that they have done, as well as superstars in that company. I have overlooked, I have decided to, you know, enjoy my childhood escapism and keep myself in that little space in my little bubble. But I'm this right here is not okay to me. I'm not a fan of Brock Lesnar, and even if the situation with Janelle Grant and her attorneys wasn't happening, I would not be interested in this at all. So if you are looking for me to do commentary on what him and John Cena was talking about, I promise you, you won't get that unless there's something really big that John Cena does, like John Cena cuts a fire promo, and I've heard it or I got to see a clip of it. I might talk about that, but anything in regards to Brock Lesnar is not going to be something that I care about. Now, I did hear that Brock Lesnar is going to have his retirement match next year in Minneapolis, okay? Because you know that's where he's from. If that's the case, kudos to him, good for him. I'm not covering that either. I have no desire to talk about that man in any capacity. I'm sorry, I just don't. So, if y'all looking for that when y'all come over here, you're not gonna get it. You can find that on all the other wrestling channels. I'm sure all the other streamers who stream wrestling and stream all this stuff will be glad to talk about it, but you're not gonna get that from me. I gotta put my foot down somewhere. WWE might not have no integrity, but I do. It's just that simple. Now, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Okay, listen, look at the screen. It says to do, like, subscribe, enjoy, do that. Okay. I appreciate y'all for coming over here and listening to me rant and rave about wrestling. Y'all know that's what I love to do. And if you want to hear more, do not hesitate to come back over here on Wednesday. We're going to come through Riverside again on Wednesday and we're going to talk about NXT and we're going to talk about because they should be setting up for Heat Wave. Heat Wave is set for August 24th, and that is a Sunday. And then that following week is going to be Clash in Paris. So NXT Heat Wave is coming up. They got a few weeks before they get to that. So more than likely Tuesday is going to start setting up things so we can head into Heat Wave. We already know Javon Evans is targeting Obafemi, and we already know that Jada Parker is also targeting the champion, currently JC Jane. And we know that Lash Legend is probably going to end up facing off against Nia Jax in NXT, which I think is going to be very interesting. We already see Blake and Jordan Grace are probably going to have it out once Jordan Grace returns. And of course, there's a lot going on in NXT that can really turn into some amazing things. But this coming Tuesday, we got Tatum Paxley facing off against Sol Ruka for the North American Championship, and the tag team titles are on the line. Hank and Tank are going to be facing off against Chase U's newest tag team. Okay, so we got all of that and so much more to talk about, and of course, we're going to do SBC chat. Okay, I will see you guys on Wednesday when we have all the conversation and all the fun. Thank y'all so much for coming over here and listening to me rant and rave. I will see you guys next time. Bye.